Hi everyone, I'm Alina and I come from Slovenia. In today's presentation, we will look at what it means to be a citizen of European Union, what European Union even is, its development and values. European citizen is a citizen of any one of the 27 member countries of European Union. If you have an Italian citizenship, it means you also have European citizenship. This means that you can live, study and work in another member country without a problem. I came from Slovenia to Italy very easily because Slovenia is a member country. I just packed my bags and came here. My friend, who came from Turkey to Italy, needed to sort out many documents before coming because Turkey is not a part of the European Union. As a European citizen, you can travel to most European countries without having to take a passport with you, and in a lot of the member countries, you do not have to change currency. Most of the European Union countries are using euro. And if you have an accident while abroad in European Union, you always have free healthcare for emergencies. But what even is European Union and how is it different from Europe? Europe is a continent, a geographical entity, like for example Asia, Africa, Australia and so on. Around 50 countries are part of the European continent and one of them is also Italy. Russia, for example, is a country which is partly on European continent and partly on the Asian continent. European Union, on the other hand, is an economic and political entity made up of 27 countries. It is a union of countries which share an economy and values and are working together to achieve their goals. Italy is a part of European Union, but Macedonia, for example, is a part of European continent and yet is not a part of European Union. I hope the difference between the European continent and European Union is clear to everyone. European Union is made up of 27 member states. Its population is around 446 million. There are 24 official languages of European Union. So why are there less official languages than there are countries? Because in some countries the same language is spoken. Both in Germany and Austria, for example, the official language is German. How did European Union develop? The story begins after the Second World War, which had devastating consequences for many countries and people. The Second World War happened only shortly after the First World War, and there was fear that soon after a Third World War could be started. So some politicians started to think about how to prevent that from happening. On 9th of May 1951, Robert Schuman, a French Minister of External Affairs, proposed the formation of countries into a union that would together manage and control their production of coal and steel, materials which are used to produce arms. In this way, no member country could secretly arm themselves and start a war, and like this, peace between the countries of the Union could be kept. And so, in 1952, the European Coal and Steel Community was formed, composed of 6 countries: Belgium, France, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Germany and Italy. The Union developed further and in 1992 got the name of European Union. In 2019, it included 28 countries, so 22 more than at its beginning. With Britain leaving the Union, 27 countries remain. So if we look in the year 1952, there were the first 6 countries that formed the Union. In 1973, 3 more countries joined, Ireland, UK and Denmark, and so it continued with many more countries joining until the year 2013, when the last country joined, that was Croatia. But in year 2020, Something happened which hasn't happened before. The United Kingdom left Europe, and so only 27 countries remained part of European Union. All these countries that are part of the European Union are very different between themselves. Try to compare Italy and Finland, for example. There is not many similarities, as the cultures and the languages are completely different. So what makes it possible for all these very diverse countries to be together in a union? Being united for so many countries is possible because they all share the same values and goals. Democracy, that is, the government of the people, is a basic value and characteristic of European Union member countries. The member countries are respectful of human dignity and basic human rights. One of their values is also liberty, which means that citizens are free to choose what to do in their life. The member countries also want to achieve equality in the society, so that men and women, for example, have equal opportunities. The countries also respect the rule of law, under which all people are equal without exceptions. These are values that countries must have before entering the European Union, but they must also keep these values once they already are member countries. Because if they do not, European Union has the right to interfere and to demand that these values are kept. As we said, the idea of the European Union developed to maintain peace between its members. And the idea worked out. In 2012, the European Union got the Nobel Prize for Peace that has lasted between the members already for 70 years. In many European countries, a common currency is used called euro. The coins are in circulation from 2002 and have different designs depending on the country. €1 from Italy has the design of Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, and the Irish €1, for example, has a design of a harp. The designs of the banknotes, on the other hand, do not differ depending on the country. They show on one side windows and gateways in different European architectural styles, and on the other side bridges. The windows and gateways represent the openness of European Union, whereas the bridges represent connection and unity between the countries. If you hold the banknotes towards the light, you can see a woman in them. This woman is Europa, a princess from Greek mythology who was kidnapped by Zeus in the form of a white bull. The European flag is blue with 12 golden stars in a circle. Why the number 12? Because 12 represents perfection. There are, for example, 12 hours in a clock and 12 months in a year. Another thing to tell you is that on 9th of May, all over European Union, the Europe Day is being celebrated. It was on 9th of May that Robert Schuman proposed the idea of a European Union, and now every year we remember that. A celebration is also organized every year in Palermo by Euromed, and we are hoping you will come. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to write to me.